Yahoo!
Don't be deceived.
Wind strike. A touch of frost. Wind strike.
Brace yourselves.
One with nature.
Solidify.
Swift and merciful.
Let's play.
Wind strike. A touch of frost.
Yahoo!